The Battle of the Tarigo Convoy was a naval battle of World War II, part of the Battle of the Mediterranean. It was fought on the 16th of April 1941, between 4 British and 3 Italian destroyers, near the Kerkennah Islands off the Tunisian coast. The battle was named after the Italian flagship, the destroyer Luca Tarigo. Control of the sea between Italy and Libya was heavily disputed as both sides sought to safeguard their own convoys while interdicting those of their opponent. Axis convoys to North Africa supplied the German and Italian armies there, and British attacks were based on Malta, itself dependent upon convoys. The battle in mid-April 1941, a 5-ship Axis convoy sailed from Naples, en route to Tripoli. It consisted of 4 German troopships and an Italian ammunition ship. The convoy was escorted by Navigatore-class destroyer Luca Tarigo and 2 Folgore-class destroyers, Baleno and Lampo, all commanded by Captain Pietro di Cristarero. The convoy was delayed by bad weather, sailing in the evening of the 13th of April. The British had been alerted to the convoy's sailing by intercepted radio messages. On the 15th of April, a British Maryland reconnaissance plane sighted and shadowed the convoy. 2 Italian AIM-79s that were ordered to provide air cover did not arrive due to the continuing bad weather. During the night of 15–16 April, the convoy was intercepted by the British 14th Destroyer Flotilla, HMS Janus, HMS Nubian, and HMS Mohawk, commanded by Captain Philip Mack. At least 3 of these destroyers were equipped with radar. The encounter took place as the Italian convoy maneuvered around the shallow waters surrounding the Kerkennah Islands. By the use of the radar, the British force ambushed the Axis convoy in the dark. As the convoy passed a buoy-marking sandbanks, the British opened fire at 2,000 yards and closed to as near as 50 yards. 3 of the Axis transports were sunk, and the other 2 beached on the sandbar and became a total loss. Lampo was run aground and later salvaged, while Baleno sank in shallow waters. The flotilla commander, Captain di Cristarero, on board Tarigo, had his leg shot off and later died of his wounds. He was posthumously awarded the Medaglia d'Oro. While listing to port and sinking, Tarigo launched 2 torpedoes which hit HMS Mohawk. Mohawk was subsequently scuttled by HMS Jervis, and settled on the sandy bottom at a depth of 12 meters. The outcome of the battle marked the end of the relatively unopposed Axis transport to Libya, which they had enjoyed since June 1940. Aftermath. The Italian Maritime Command in Libya immediately organized a rescue operation which involved the destroyers Malicello, Darnali, Vivaldi, and Dardo, torpedo boats Centauro, Clio, Partenope, Perseus, and Sertori, seaplane carrier Orlando, hospital ship Arno, and merchant ships Antonia de Loro and Capacitas. A total of 1,271 survivors were recovered of about 3,000 men on board. During April, May, and June 1941, Italian divers, disguised as local fishermen, retrieved documents and other material from the wreck of Mohawk. In 1998, researchers asserted that documents recovered were essential to the later, successful Italian attack on Alexandria. The destroyer Lampo was salvaged from the shallow water after a 4-month effort, and repaired by May 1942. She was sunk again on the 30th of April 1943. The cargo of the 2 beached transports Adna and Arta was transferred to another merchant ships and eventually reached Libya. The wreck of Arta was destroyed with explosive charges by the crew of the submarine HMS Upholder on the night of the 26th of April 1941. Axis casualties are variously reported as 350, 700, or 1,800 men. British losses were 43.